What's up, everybody? Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Gold Digger Girl, coming in live with special guest Christy Dolly with Self Love Girl Gang
and Into.
Yep, she's double branded like me because we can't just do one thing. So I'm so pumped because she is going to do the podcast with me today. So we're gonna have a podcast party. We're gonna live stream it, and you guys can follow along with come along on the ride. So go ahead and put 1 in the comments if you're watching this live. Put 2 if you're watching the replay. And if you're new and you've never seen Christy in anything. You've never stumbled upon her, which I don't know how you couldn't.
Not because you talk about me all the time.
Yeah, I do. It's a problem. So if you are new to her, though, put new in the comments so she can connect with you. And if you share this out, this would be great to share with people who are building on social media. So network marketers, people in direct sales, coaches, people who are building online, anybody who even has a Facebook business page, even if they have a brick and mortar, but they want to connect with their follower and their audience, this content will be good for them too. So you can share this out as well. So what I'm going to do, since we're streaming live this podcast, I am going to go ahead and record the podcast. So give me 1 second. Welcome everyone to the Gold Digger Girls podcast, where we talk about crushing your goals and creating the life of your dreams. I'm Kimberly Olson, your host, and today I have a special guest, Christy Dolly, for episode 46. So welcome, Christy. So glad to have you.
Thank you, Kimberly. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and what's really fun, you guys, is usually when I do podcast interviews, I have to do a Zoom. Yeah. But we're actually sitting together, which is even more fun. Yeah, you guys are so lucky. So if you guys have been following us along on social media, we've done a couple of Facebook Live interviews and trainings together talking about branding. So we're really not so much focused on the logo with our topic today and things like that. What we wanted to share with you is we've noticed when people are trying to start to build on social media, there's a lot of fumbling going on. There's a huge learning curve, and we want to save you some time. We want to help you get ramped up and get going and feeling confident. So put a 3 in the comments, and those that are listening on the podcast, we're streaming this live on Facebook. For those that are on Facebook, put a 3 in the comments if you feel like you just don't have it yet. If you're like, man, I'm just missing the mark, I don't feel confident, put a 3 in the comments so everybody can see that they're not alone. So I'm going to pick Christy's brain a little bit here because she's a branding expert. That's what she does, is she helps people who have a personal brand to be able to show up on social media confidently and to be able to show their voice, right, in a way that makes them feel authentic. So the first thing that I've noticed, and I even, I didn't copy anybody when I started, but I felt like I didn't know how to take what I was seeing and make it my own. So one of the things that I've noticed is that people will copy, they will, have you had this happen where people word for freaking word will copy my post word for word. And not even like a long time apart, like a couple days.
Minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
I'm just like, okay, could you be a little more original? Because you're my friend, I can see it. So let's talk a little bit about that. Why do people copy, and why should they not copy?
I think people copy because they see something that resonates with them. And they're like, ooh, that's good. That is a good one. I really like that. So they take that and they're like, oh, I'm going to share that too because it felt good to me and I want to, it seems like it will work well. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try that. But instead of being inspired by the post, instead of taking that post and thinking, how can I make this about me and not about the person who originally posted it? It comes off as inauthentic. It comes off, you can tell that it's copied. You're not using the words that you would typically use when you're talking to someone. And that's important to do because you want to connect with your audience in an authentic way. So use your own words, basically is what I'm saying here. If you see something that's a post and you're like, oh, that resonates with me, great. That's awesome. Now take that post, rewrite it in a way that is authentically you and not authentically Kimberly.
And there's some energy around it too. So like, let's say you saw a quote that you really liked and you posted it, and then you just copied what the person had said and you paste it in your thing and post it. Energetically, one, like you said, it's disingenuous because people feel like, wait, that's not how she would talk. This is why sometimes when people hire people to do their Instagram, they're like, oh, I'm just going to pay somebody to do my Instagram. And people following them are like, it doesn't even sound like you, because the person doing it is the Instagram people. So that goes to show, right? It makes a difference if it's your words or not. But when you post something and just take somebody's stuff and post it, energetically, it's not resonating with you. So when you post that, you don't feel connected to it. You don't have that like when I post stuff, I get tears in my eyes. When I'm like really just being honest, I get tears in my freaking eyes and I'm like, I don't want to post it because it's vulnerable. I get the most engagement interaction on posts like that when I get real connected.
Yeah, and people appreciate that. And you may think, oh, these are the perfect words. They're not the perfect words for you. You have to use your own words. Take the post, be inspired by it, but put your why in there. Don't use somebody else's why. Why were you inspired by that post? Take that feeling and create your own.
Yes, I love it. We're going to take a super short break for a sponsor right now, and then we'll come right back in because this is going to be a short and sweet, to the point training for you guys so you guys can just keep on running. So we'll come back in one moment. All right. Awkward pause is done for you guys to following along. It's hilarious because I can never find the pause, so I have to stretch it out. So when you are starting out and you're like, okay, I get what you're saying and I want to start being more genuine, what would be some good first steps for them? Because not everybody, we just did a deep dive in mastermind training. It was almost an hour. It was awesome, Christy. And she really went into it. But for people who are just hopping on, just sharing, watching this live today, what are some good first steps? For me, what I did is I found 10 people I loved and I followed them. I put them on my See First and Instagram too. And I just watched what they posted. I was studying them to see what would they put at the end to get people to engage, which is called a call to action. What type of posts were they posting? How were they doing selfies where they weren't glamour shots, So that's what I did to start. But what would you say to people who are starting out who want to find their voice?
I think it's very important to figure out who your audience is currently and who you want your audience to be in the future. I know a lot of my audience when I first got on social media was people that I knew. They are my close friends and my relatives. I've since weeded out some relatives. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's important to do. You have to keep your social media. That is your space. It's just like your personal space. You have to make it good for you. If you don't feel good in your personal space, you got to change it. So I like to tell people to survey the people closest to them. Ask them, when you go to my Facebook, what are you going for? What are you going to look for? Are you just coming to talk to me? Are you coming to see pictures of my kids? Are you coming to see what I'm doing right now? Do you want to see if I've left a good tip about something? Are you looking for advice on what is it that you come to my Facebook for? And include with that, what is it that you want people to come to your Facebook for? So give a little and then take a little. Give a little of what people want and then put out there what you want to attract. The type of people you want to attract. So let's say that you have been a comedian and everything
maybe
you post,
you had in a previous life.
And everything you post is a joke. It's hilarious. But now you're in business and you're wanting to try and get more serious. And people aren't going to take you serious because you've always posted jokes. So now you have to figure out how to mix in the joke with the serious. And that's what you do. But you have to be authentic. You have to be yourself. So keep your jokes because that's what people love about you. That's what people expect from you. And add in a little bit of serious. And then just keep it consistent.
Yeah, and plus too, part of the keys of social media is to change it up a bit. It's not just you posting inspirational quotes. If I go to a page like that and it's just inspirational quotes, I'm never going to buy anything from them. I'm going to go to their page to get inspired for a quote or maybe grab one, right?
Right.
There's certain Instagram page, Motivation Mafia, I think is all quotes. So when you think about mixing it up and you're going to share that quote and you're going to maybe share something funny or use a GIF, you can still have your voice in all of that, but you can offer value where people can connect with you and have a good laugh or be inspired or whatever, but it's still you. So your job is to figure out, well, how do I do that? Well, I would never say use a GIF to show, if you could kill one person or something, use a GIF. I would never post that because that's not who I am. It's not how I want to show up. I always say I like to show up with classy and fun. So if I was doing shots at the bar in college, maybe I did that. I'm not, you guys aren't gonna know, but maybe I did that.
We don't know because it's not on social media.
Right, it's gone, right? Unless somebody else put it on theirs or something, which could be out there. You guys can go hunt for that. But I am going to take that off. And sometimes people are like, well, I don't like that because I feel like that's hiding and you're just showing your best self.
Okay.
You are. Your personal page is now your business page. And
I went back, and you can go into your photos and you can hide them. You can lock them as see only. Yeah.
Oh.
So you can keep them. A lot of people
That's
are
awesome.
like, I don't want to get rid of that. That's
right.
I like
Part
to
of,
see that.
Right.
Come back up and remember those times, even though it's maybe not something you want to put
Body
on.
shots at the bar.
Right. You may want to remember that.
Yeah.
10 years down the road. But you don't want other people to remember that about you 10 years down the road. So you can go into your photos, and I did this when I started to show up on social media for a business. I went in, and all of my pictures that did not resonate with what I was trying to show, I blocked them. So you can make it to only me, and that way I'm the only one that can see them.
Nice. That's really cool. And one last thing I want to mention, which we didn't mention in Mastermind, so this will be extras Facebook Lives, is the comment I get the most from people, you probably get this too, I bet, is when people find me for the first time on social media, they'll message me and they're like, I loved your live. And not just because of the content. They always mention that too usually, but they'll say, because you're so genuine and authentic, like you seem so real. I'm like, I am real. Like you'll hear, Elise screaming or whatever, or I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, this just happened. Or I'll just say something because I squirrel a little bit, but right. Which reminds me.
Not you.
Yeah. We have to take a picture after this of this whole setup. Squirreling, but like it's real. Like what you see is what you get. I'm consistent across the board because I'm being me. Like I'm not like today on today's episode. So I think when people go to do Facebook Lives, the reason why they hesitate is that they're afraid of coming across unprofessional, and they don't feel like they have it all together. They're like, oh, I gotta have my whole thing memorized and I need to know what I'm gonna say. And then they don't do it. But what they don't know is that people want to see the real you because they want to get to know you. So I'm just going to give you permission. Just do it.
And that was the point I was going to make too, is that just because you're not showing your bar pictures, your body shot pictures from 10 years ago, doesn't mean that you are hiding who you are. So still be authentic, still be yourself.
Right.
And be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. People appreciate vulnerability, and it is okay to be you.
Yep.
You have your space in this world just like everybody else does, so claim it.
Yeah, we give you permission.
Yeah.
Go and do it. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
I
very
love
welcome.
it. Now, if you guys want to find Christy Dully on social media, for those that are on Facebook, you can just type in Christy, Kristi, and I'll try to tag you in the video. Christy Dully. You can find her, and she has Self-Love Girl Gang if you want to get in her group to learn about how to love yourself. Good idea.
Which also helps with being authentic.
Oh yeah, because then you're like not afraid to say stuff. Also, Into is her personal branding, which we're talking about your voice, how to show up. So if you need help with that, you can find her. Just put group in the comments or something. We'll connect with you. She'll find you.
We'll find you.
And then put link in the comments if you want to know what's going on in my world, how I can help you with your social media. So LINK, put link in the comments, and then I'm going to send you a message. Well, ManyChat's going to message you and tell you about my Pinterest workshop, which is coming up. So if you don't know how to build on Pinterest, you can actually prospect on Pinterest. So if you're just like banging your head against the wall, you're like, I need some fresh leads. I want to have some fun with my business. I love creating content. You can actually post on Pinterest and drive leads to yourself, which is awesome. And then just now newly open is my Rock Your Business on Social Media Bootcamp. So put link in the comments, and you'll also see registration for that. There's payment plans if you scroll down. It's an 8-week crash course where I am your coach. It's the last live social media bootcamp I am doing, okay? Because after that, it's just going to be a course people can buy. So if you want the step-by-step, every week I give you action steps and basically push you into action, then that's the course for you. So thank you so much for watching. And for those that are listening, thank you for listening. And Christy, thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Until next time, go out there and crush your goals and create the life of your dreams. All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for being on live with us, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you later. Bye.